take a look at the head-to-head history between the United States and Brazil, which features some big games, including not one, but two Olympic finals in 2004 and 2008, both won by the U.S. women's national team. Sam Mewis is still with us here on Futbol W. Sam, I'll come to you in just a second, but Ali, I want to get your thoughts here first. What's your immediate reaction to the U.S. versus Brazil matchup in this gold medal final?
It's such an amazing battle. I remember even just at World Cup level. But Brazil has always posed an issue just with their technical ability, their skill set, and unpredictability in transitional moments, I think is what sets them apart and what has always been so difficult, in trying to break the U.S. down. And as a defender going against, Marta, one of the best players, if not the best player in the world, that in itself is such a tall task. And so the Brazilian forwards are very fast. So the unpredictability about going around, playing balls through, going over the top, you always have to be prepared. And so that is something that sets Brazil apart from the rest of the world and also makes it very difficult for a U.S. team unless the U.S. stay compact, they keep the lines tight, and then the communication has to be really, really good.
They, of course, played back in March, as we just showed you. The U.S. won 1-0. Sam, how much does that play a factor in Saturday's final? Anything? Is it any type of advantage for the Americans?
Advantage? I don't know. I mean, from what I remember about that game, it was honestly a really, really close game, and I think that we were fortunate to win that one. I think our history with Brazil should inspire a little bit of confidence in us. I mean, going into this, did I expect Brazil to be in the final? Probably not. They are, like Krieger alluded to earlier, playing with such passion and such heart, hoping to get Marta back on the field. And that's going to be such an incredible show for all football fans. But it's an interesting opponent for us. Again, I think that they are a little bit unpredictable. You're not quite sure from where their attack is going to come. They have explosive players, but they are at times also a little bit less disciplined in the back. I think historically they've lacked a little bit of gamesmanship in holding out a win. For example, they were up 3-0 against Spain. It ends 4-2, but giving up 2 goals isn't really ideal. So I think there are definitely some holes in their team. I don't want to forget either that they barely made it out of the group stage, and they've been building and building as they've gone through the knockout round. So it's a super interesting and unpredictable opponent that we have in the final.
Where do you think, Ali, that the U.S. has the biggest advantage in this game against Brazil?
I think mentality, and I think our front three. Obviously, I think they have been playing with confidence, and they've been clinical in front of goal. Obviously, each of them have 3 goals. So this is a team where I think physicality, I think always mentality, because it's playing against a Brazilian team when they don't score first or, often. I think that is when the U.S. in the past has been able to capitalize as well. And when the U.S. has scored first, I think that it's not comfortable, but I do think that Brazil kind of gets in their own head and you can see them kind of, drift apart and start, arguing with each other and getting kind of disconnected and disorganized. And so that's, I think, a moment where the U.S. now can obviously take advantage of. And with the front three and how comfortable and confident they've been playing and the momentum that they have, they will cause some damage. And I don't necessarily think Brazil will have any answers, I think, for those front 3 players.
Should we get to the elephant in the room? I mean, what to do with Marta? Mm-hmm. This is a player who's obviously an icon in Brazil, but misses the last 2 games suspended. And here you are, you've advanced through the quarterfinals, through the semifinals without her. Does this Brazilian manager dare put her back in the lineup or dare leave her on the bench? It seems like it's almost a lose-lose either way.
Yeah, it was, we spoke about this earlier, but I was thinking about that watching the game, and I'm thinking, okay, you have one of the best players in the world. This is her last international game, but the team has been playing really well without her. And I think that there's a difference when Brazil has Marta on the field. You have somebody who can be in the pocket, who's, a connector between the lines, and who can play those slotted balls through. And I think that's something that they've been missing. I think it's been a bit chaotic in the midfield, and we haven't seen that as often as when Marta is on the field. So when she does receive those balls, she can spin, she can go forward, she can continue to keep it. But I think that she's the one that plays those balls around, through, over the top, and kind of bring, that connecting piece that the defense and the forwards have been missing in these last 2 games. But outside of that, I think Brazil has been playing brilliantly. And I don't know necessarily if the coach wants to disrupt that. And so I'd be curious, Sam, what you think as well, if you think he will look to start Marta, or maybe even she comes in later on in the game.
I think it is such a difficult question, but to me, the answer is so obvious. I'm like going on vibes here, and I'm like, obviously Marta's going to start. I cannot imagine a gold medal match with Marta available that she's not starting. I think, yes, this team has played really, really well without her. Some younger players that have made this roster have stepped up huge. I just think Marta, she's the GOAT. She has been here so many times. She's been here for so much longer than some of these players can even remember. They've idolized her for years. I hope she starts. I think that this coach is also a little bit unpredictable, and so I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen, but I cannot imagine not starting Marta. She would start 10 times out of 10 for me.
So that's one big question about Saturday. The other big question about Saturday is, what will the U.S. women's national team be wearing? Because everybody was talking about the kit selected here in the semifinal. They went with the white top, the red shorts, and the white socks. So we're breaking out drippin' or trippin' here on Futbol W. Sam, what do you think? Drippin' or trippin'? What do we think of the outfit?
I mean, you guys, I am never going to say that they're tripping out there. I would have preferred blue shorts, but I think that, unfortunately, our opponents seem to be wearing some navy blue in their uniforms. It's not my favorite combination, so I'm hoping for something different for the final, something a little more drippin' for the gold medal match.
Allie, I think their shorts match your top here.
Yeah.
Just about, right? Is that the same color? There's not enough blue. There's not enough blue on it for me.
No, it's not. But I think
if it's America, I got to see red, white, and blue.
Well, let's bring back the Volt, or the Volt color that we had before. Little highlighters running around. No, but I think, you're right. USA, it needs to be maybe a little bit more blue action going on.
All right, before we let Sam go, let's get a prediction on the books for Saturday's gold medal match between the United States and Brazil. Sam, what do you think the final will be there in Paris?
Oh my gosh. I'm going to go 3-1 US.
3-1 US. All right, so not just a win, but a win featuring lots of goals. We like that in a final. Allie, what about you?
I think 2-0 US.
2-0 U.S. Okay, so a little bit more conservative there, but both of you guys have the United States winning it all.